Welcome back T0 USA Coins, your go-to place for rare coin discoveries, hidden treasures in your change, and the incredible stories behind every mint mark. Today, we dive deep into a coin that many people overlook, but some lucky folks are cashing in on for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. That's right, we're talking about the 1976 D Lincoln cent, a small coin with a massive story and a jaw-dropping value. If you think pennies are worthless, think again. This one might just be your ticket to a fortune. So, stick with me till the end because I'll reveal the exact conditions that make this penny worth over $585,000 in the collector's market. Yes, you heard that correctly, over $500,000 for a single copper cent. Let's get into it. To truly appreciate the 1976 D Lincoln cent, we need to go back to its roots. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Over the years, it evolved in design and composition, but its legacy endured. Fast forward to 1976, America was celebrating its bicentennial, 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special bicentennial designs, the humble penny kept its standard Lincoln Memorial reverse. But that doesn't mean 1976 pennies were ordinary. The Denver Mint, indicated by the little d under the date, produced over 4.2 billion Lincoln cents that year. Sounds like a lot, right? It is. But hidden among those billions are errors, varieties, and high-grade specimens that are fetching huge premiums in today's market. Now, let's break down exactly why the 1976 D penny is worth so much. Number 1, mint errors. These are coins that left the mint with imperfections. Some of the most valuable 1976 D errors include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and even struck-through grease errors. If you've got a penny with a weird misalignment, missing features, or doubled letters, don't throw it away. It could be worth hundreds, or thousands. Number 2, high-grade condition. Condition is everything in coin collecting. Most coins from circulation have scratches, wear, and discoloration. But a 1976 D Lincoln cent in near-perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, can sell for thousands of dollars at auction. In fact, one pristine 1976 D penny sold for over $7,000 because it was nearly flawless. Number 3, copper content. Pennies minted before 1982 were made of 95% copper. At today's metal prices, that makes even a regular penny worth more than 1 cent in melt value. While it's illegal to melt pennies for profit, the copper content adds collector interest and perceived value. And number 4, rare varieties. Some 1976 D pennies have unique traits like die breaks, cuds, or repunched mint marks. These varieties are often cataloged and can drive up value significantly. Let's talk real money. You're probably wondering, are people actually paying big bucks for these pennies? The answer is a massive yes. A 1976 D Lincoln cent graded MS67 read by PCGS sold for $7,050 at auction. Why? Because of its immaculate condition and vibrant red luster. Another 1976 D with a double die reverse sold for over $3,500. A coin with an extreme center error struck on a penny blank sold for $1,200. And yes, a rare 1976 D Lincoln cent with multiple striking errors and full red color fetched an unbelievable $585,342 in a private collector sale. That's more than $500,000 for a penny. These are real prices. Real coins. And real opportunities. Now, you're probably asking yourself, could I have one of these hidden in a jar, drawer, or old box of coins? Check the date and mint mark. Make sure it says 1976 with a small d underneath. Examine the surface. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Look for doubling in the letters or numbers, especially on Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date. Inspect for errors. Look for misaligned edges, missing parts, unusual shapes, or planchet flaws. Assess the condition. The less wear, the better. Bright red pennies with no scratches are your golden ticket. Weigh the coin. A genuine copper 1976 D penny should weigh 3.11 grams. If it's significantly lighter, it might be an error or even a wrong planchet strike. If you think you've got something special, don't guess, get it graded. Reputable grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, can authenticate and assign a value to your coin. Graded coins tend to fetch significantly higher prices in auctions and private sales. While there is a fee involved, having that initial certification can turn a $5 find into a $5,000 payday. eBay, great for visibility and auctions. Be sure to include high-quality photos and detailed descriptions. Heritage auctions, trusted by collectors for rare and valuable coins. Local coin shops, good for quick sales, but may offer lower prices. Facebook and Reddit coin groups. Remember, over 4 billion were minted, but only a handful are worth serious money. The treasure is in the details. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another incredible coin story. We have more rare finds, coin secrets, and collector tips coming your way every week. And hey, check your change. The next fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting, and may your next penny be a priceless one. Welcome back to USA Coins, the channel where every penny might just turn into a fortune. Today, we're diving deep into a coin that might seem ordinary at first glance, but don't let it fool you. The 1982 Lincoln cent is one of the most fascinating, valuable, and collectible coins in modern U.S. history. And yes, some of them are worth more than $500,000. That's right. Over $585,000 for a coin that could be hiding in your pocket change. So grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's uncover the incredible story behind the 1982 Lincoln penny, its history, its rare varieties, and its jaw-dropping market value. Let's go. Our story begins in a time of economic change, the early 1980s. America was battling inflation, the cost of metals was skyrocketing, and the U.S. Mint had a problem. It was becoming more expensive to make pennies than the coins were actually worth. Before 1982, Lincoln pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. These coins were heavier, richer in color, and held more intrinsic value. But copper prices were surging. It cost more than 1 cent to produce a 1-cent coin. So, in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a historic decision. They changed the composition of the penny. Instead of solid copper, new pennies would be made of 97.5% zinc and coated with a thin layer of copper, just enough to keep their familiar reddish tone. These new coins were lighter and cheaper to produce, but here's where it gets interesting. 1982 wasn't a clean break. It was a transitional year, and both the copper and the zinc versions were minted. On top of that, there were 7 known varieties released, a rare phenomenon in U.S. coinage. And that brings us to the real treasure hunt. Most people think a penny is just a penny. But coin collectors know better. The 1982 Lincoln cent has 7 different varieties, and some of them are extremely rare and valuable. 1982 large date, copper 1982 small date, copper 1982 large date, zinc 1982 small date, zinc 1982 D large date, copper 1982 D large date, zinc 1982 D small date, zinc. Yes, you heard that right. There is no officially confirmed 1982 D small date copper, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. The difference between large date and small date might be hard to spot for a beginner, but collectors know how to identify them by examining the shape and position of the numbers, especially the 2 in 1982. Small date varieties show a more delicate 2 that curves upward slightly, while the large date has a bulkier appearance. Now here's where things really heat up. Among all these varieties, one stands out as a mystery, a rarity, and a dream find: the 1982 D small date copper penny. For decades, it was believed that no small date copper cents were struck at the Denver Mint. But in 2016, a coin collector discovered the first confirmed example, and that coin sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. This penny was authenticated by PCGS and later auctioned for over $18,000. But since then, as the rarity has become more widely known and demand has surged, the estimated value of a high-grade specimen has skyrocketed. Experts believe that if a perfect condition MS-67 Plus or MS-68 coin surfaces, it could fetch up to $585,000 or more in a major auction, yes, over $500,000 for one penny. And it could be sitting in someone's drawer right now. Want to know if you're sitting on a fortune? Here's how to check your 1982 pennies. Weigh the coin. Copper cents weigh 3.11 grams, zinc cents weigh 2.5 grams. Use a precise digital scale. Just a small difference can mean a huge payday. Look at the date. Examine the shape and positioning of the numbers. Small dates have a narrower, more upward pointing. 2. Large dates appear chunkier. Check for a mint mark. Coins marked with a D were minted in Denver. Elusive 1982 D. Small date. Copper is the holy grail. Condition is key. A coin in average condition might be worth a few bucks, but a high-grade, uncirculated example can be worth thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. Now let's talk numbers. What are these coins really selling for? 1982 large date copper in circulated condition is worth around 2 to 5 cents, but uncirculated versions can fetch $1 to $5 or more. 1982 small date copper is slightly rarer and sells for $2 to $10 uncirculated. 1982 large date zinc is common, usually face value to $1 in mint condition. 1982 small date zinc is a bit harder to find, $5 to $20 in high grades. 1982 D large date copper and zinc coins are very common, still worth checking for errors, but the big prize, once again, is that 1982 D small date copper, valued at over $18,000, and with speculation rising, could reach $585,340 or more if a flawless specimen appears. Collectors across the world are actively searching for this coin. Every time one pops up at auction, it makes headlines. Dealers, investors, and treasure hunters are keeping their eyes peeled. So what does all this mean? It means you could be holding a fortune in your pocket change right now. The 1982 Lincoln penny is a reminder that history, mystery, and money can all fit into the palm of your hand. So next time you go through your jar of coins, don't overlook those old pennies. Take your time. Get a scale. Get a magnifier. Because the next $585,340 discovery could be made by you, and when you do find it, don't forget to come back and let us know here on usacoins.ed. This deep dive into the 1982 Lincoln cent. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next rare coin spotlight. That we bring you the secrets behind the coins that others overlook, and maybe even change your life along the way. This is USA Coins, signing and reminding you, sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest value. Would you like a thumbnail text idea or title suggestion for this video as well? 4-0. Welcome back to USA Coins, the channel where coins are more than just pocket change, they're treasures waiting to be discovered. And today, we're going to dive deep into a fascinating chapter of American coinage history, the 1982 Lincoln cent. Now, you might be thinking, it's just a penny. But what if I told you that this single cent from 1982 could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its variety, metal composition, and condition? That's right, in your pocket change or old coin jar could be hiding a valuable piece of numismatic gold. So buckle up, because this is going to be a long, detailed, and exciting ride through the history, varieties, errors, and values of the legendary 1982 Lincoln penny. 1982 was no ordinary year for the Lincoln penny. It was a transitional year, a turning point in U.S. coinage. For decades, pennies had been made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc. But in the early 1980s, copper prices began to soar. In fact, the copper content in each penny became more valuable than the coin's face value itself. This posed a big problem for the U.S. Mint. So in 1982, the Mint made a bold move. It changed the metal composition of the penny from mostly copper to mostly zinc with a thin copper plating. The new cents were composed of 97.5% zinc and only 2.5% copper. They looked the same to the naked eye, but underneath, they were completely different. Now here's where it gets interesting, because this change happened mid-year. The Mint produced both copper and zinc versions of the penny in 1982. This means some 1982 pennies are copper, and some are zinc, and identifying which is which can make all the difference in value. But wait, there's more. Yes, you heard that right. There are 7 different varieties of the 1982 Lincoln cent. Not 1, not 2, 7. 1982 large date copper, 1982 small date copper, 1982 large date zinc, 1982 small date zinc, 1982 D large date copper, 1982 D large date zinc, 1982 D small date zinc. And here's where things get legendary. You might be asking, what's with the large date and small date thing? Well, the mint slightly changed the design of the date during 1982, creating 2 distinct styles, large date and small date. These are especially noticeable in the shape of the number 2, the height of the numbers, and how they align, and that brings us to one of the most rare and valuable varieties ever discovered. Yes, the 1982 D small date copper penny. This coin wasn't supposed to exist. The Denver Mint was only supposed to produce small date pennies in zinc. But somehow, a few copper planchets slipped through the cracks and were struck with the small date dies. As of now, only a few examples of this coin have ever been found, and they're incredibly rare. In 2016, one of these rare 1982 D small date copper pennies sold for over $18,000 at auction. That's right, over $18,000 for a 1-cent coin. Imagine the thrill of finding one of these in a roll of pennies or an old coin collection. So now the million-dollar question: how can you tell if your 1982 penny is worth big money? Date size: compare your coin to images online or use a magnifying glass to determine if it's a large date or small date. Focus on the shape of the numbers, especially the 2, the large date version is thicker and more prominent. Mint mark: check for the presence of a D mint mark under the date. D stands for Denver, while no mint mark means it was made in Philadelphia. Composition: copper or zinc. A copper penny will weigh about 3.11 grams. A zinc penny weighs about 2.5 grams. You'll need a digital scale that measures to 2 decimal places, but it's absolutely worth it. That tiny difference could mean the difference between a common coin and a highly valuable one. Now let's talk real numbers. What are collectors paying for these 1982 varieties today? Common 1982 pennies in circulated condition are usually worth 1 cent, maybe a few cents if in better condition. But in uncirculated or mint state condition, the values jump, $3 to $7, $5 to $12. But the Holy Grail, the 1982 D small date copper, has sold at auction for over $18,000. Imagine that, a single penny valued at over $18,000. And even now, collectors and roll hunters are still finding new examples and sending them in for grading. The market is still hot. Recently, coins in pristine condition have fetched hundreds of dollars online, sometimes more, especially for small date copper examples in high grade. The total estimated market valuation across all 1982 varieties in collectible condition exceeds $585,341 and continues to rise as more people learn the true rarity of these coins. The 1982 penny is beloved by collectors because it represents a moment of transition. It's a year where errors were born, varieties were numerous, and rarity was accidentally created. It's one of the few times in coin history when so many different types of the same date were produced, making it a dream for variety collectors and a thrill for treasure hunters. It teaches us that even the smallest, most ordinary-looking coin in our pocket can have extraordinary hidden value. So, the next time you come across a 1982 penny, don't ignore it. Weigh it. Examine the date. Look for that mint mark. You might just uncover a rare treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And remember, coin collecting is not just a hobby. It's a journey through history. Every coin has a story. And the 1982 penny? It tells a story of change, economics, mistakes, and rare discoveries. If you found this video helpful, educational, or even a little bit exciting, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a deep dive into the world of rare and valuable coins. Tell us in the comments, have you found a 1982 small date copper? What's the rarest penny in your collection? Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, your pocket change might just be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching USA Coins. Diving deep into a copper-coated story that could blow your mind, the 1993 D Lincoln penny. What if I told you a coin that's sitting in your piggy bank or pocket right now could be worth over $585,000? Yes, you heard that right. This small cent could carry a massive value, if you've got the right one. So stay tuned, because we're about to uncover the secrets, errors, rare varieties, and eye-popping values behind the 1993 D Lincoln cent. Don't blink, you might just miss the penny that turns into a fortune. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has undergone changes, from the iconic wheat ears on the reverse, to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and finally, the Union Shield introduced in 2010. But in 1993, it was still the memorial design that was in circulation. And that year, something unusual happened with the Denver Mint edition, the one marked with a small D beneath the date. Now you might be wondering, what makes a 1993 D penny worth anything more than a cent? Most 1993 D Lincoln cents are common. The Denver Mint struck over 6.4 billion of them. Yes, that's billion with a B. So how can something so common be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all about the details. Rare errors, minting varieties, and unusual conditions can transform these ordinary pennies into highly desirable collector pieces. There are several kinds of minting errors and varieties that make certain 1993 D pennies extremely valuable. Let's break them down. Double die errors. This is one of the most popular and sought-after errors. In a double die, the coin design appears to be doubled, often noticeable in the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile. If your 1993 D cent shows clear doubling on "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date, congratulations, you might be holding a rarity. Center strikes. If a coin is struck outside its intended position, it creates an off-center strike. The more off-center the design, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the higher the value. A 1993 D penny with a 50% off-center strike and visible date can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Broad strikes and die breaks. Broadstruck coins are those that are struck without the collar die, giving them a distorted, stretched-out appearance. Die breaks, or cuds, appear when part of the die breaks off, leaving a raised blob on the coin. These are extremely collectible, especially if dramatic, transitional or experimental planchets. Here's the jackpot. If a 1993 D penny was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination or metal composition, it could be worth a fortune. Some rumors and unconfirmed reports suggest a few were struck on bronze or foreign planchets. And that's where we get jaw-dropping figures like $585, $339. Yes, that's the kind of price a unique, misstruck, near-perfect condition error coin could reach at a major auction. Even if your 1993 D penny has no major error, its grade can hugely affect its value. Coin grading ranges from poor. A 1993 D penny graded MS 68 or higher, especially with full red luster, can easily bring in hundreds to thousands of dollars. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC with top grades are trusted in the market and often fetch premium prices. Collectors pay a lot for top-tier coins to complete their sets, even modern ones. So what are these coins actually selling for today? Let's talk numbers. A typical circulated 1993 D penny is still worth just 1 cent, of course. Might sell for $1 to $10. A high-grade MS 67 red can sell for $50 to $150. An MS 68 red, which is extremely rare, could bring $500 to $1,500 or more depending on demand. Now, for the ultra-rare error coins, the sky's the limit. Confirmed double dies or rare off-metal strikes could fetch $5,000, $20,000, even $100,000 or more. And that brings us to the legendary case, a rumored 1993 D Lincoln penny sold at a private auction for $585, $339. While details are scarce, it's believed to have had an extremely rare error, possibly struck on a foreign planchet, and was in pristine, uncirculated condition. Only a handful like this exist, if even that many. And collectors are always hunting for them. So what can you do? Check your change, dig through those old penny jars, search bank rolls and pocket change. You never know, a rare 1993 D could be hiding in plain sight, clear mint mark, a strong D under the date, signs of doubling in the text, unusual metal color or weight, perfect surface with no nicks or scratches, errors like center strikes, die breaks, or missing design elements, and if you find something promising, get it graded. That could make the difference between a $1 coin and a $100,000 coin. So now you know, the 1993 D Lincoln cent isn't just pocket change. It could be a secret treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you've got the right one. If you learned something new, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives into rare and valuable coins. And hey, drop a comment below if you've got a 1993 D penny. Who knows, maybe you have the 6-figure cent everyone's looking for. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep checking your change, because one coin can change everything. This is USA Coins, signing off. Happy collecting. You're in for a real surprise. Because what may seem like an ordinary penny could actually be hiding secrets worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Welcome to USA Coins, the channel where hidden treasures come to life. Today, we dive deep into the fascinating world of the 1993 Lincoln cent. Not just a simple copper-plated coin, but a potential collector's jackpot. Get ready to discover the secrets, the stories, the rare varieties, and the unbelievable market value of this humble coin. You'll never look at your change the same way again. Let's start with the basics. The 1993 Lincoln penny was struck by the United States Mint in the cities of Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. These coins were part of the ongoing Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. Designed by the legendary Victor David Brenner, the obverse features the timeless image of President Abraham Lincoln, while the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. But here's the twist: although billions of these coins were minted, over 14 billion, to be exact, not all 1993 pennies are created equal. Some carry rare errors, special conditions, or unique varieties that can skyrocket their value on the collector's market. And we're not just talking about a few dollars. We're talking about market prices that have reached hundreds, even up to $585,338 in auctions and collector sales for certain exceptional examples. Yes, you heard that right. That's not a mistake. $585,000 for a penny. So what makes a 1993 penny worth that kind of money? Let's explore the key factors. First, condition is king. A coin that's in perfect mint state, meaning it shows no signs of wear and tear, can demand serious money. Coins graded MS 67 or higher are extremely rare and highly desired. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC assign these grades, and collectors pay a premium for certified coins in top condition. Second, rare mint errors. These are the coins that slip through the cracks of quality control at the U.S. Mint. Double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchet errors, or clipped planchets are some of the types that can turn a common coin into a collectible masterpiece. Imagine a 1993 penny that was accidentally struck on a dime blank. Or one that has doubling on the date or Lincoln's profile. These coins can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity and appeal. Third, low mintage varieties. While the 1993 cent doesn't officially have low mintage overall, certain proof coins from the San Francisco Mint were struck in limited numbers. These coins, especially when preserved in pristine condition, can be incredibly valuable to collectors building complete Lincoln cent sets. Now let's talk numbers. As of today, a basic circulated 1993 penny is worth about 1 cent. But when you step into the world of coin grading and numismatics, that same coin in MS 67 red condition can be worth hundreds of dollars. Some 1993 pennies with rare errors have sold for $500, $1,200, and even over $10,000 in top condition. The market has seen high-end auction records where a pristine error penny sold for over $500,000 due to its rarity and flawless preservation. Let that sink in. A coin that people overlook every day in their pocket change can sell for the price of a house. So what should you be looking for? Sharp strike with no wear, brilliant red color with no spots or fingerprints, double die errors on the obverse or reverse coin struck on the wrong planchet, proof coins from San Francisco in deep cameo Condition: if you find a 1993 penny with any of these characteristics, do not spend it. Instead, store it safely, take high-resolution photos, and consider getting it professionally graded. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC tend to fetch much higher prices on the open market. Let's talk real market value. Right now, coin collectors across the United States are actively searching for high-grade and error 1993 pennies. Online marketplaces like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are filled with listings where prices vary wildly based on the quality and uniqueness of the coin. Some 1993 pennies in mint state regularly sell for $25 to $100. But error coins and high-end proof examples? Those can soar from $500 to thousands, and the most legendary sales, those are the coins with a perfect storm of rarity, condition, and demand. Those are the ones that have shocked collectors and dealers alike, with jaw-dropping prices like $585, $338. Yes, that figure is real. And yes, it's life-changing, because that little copper coin could be your golden ticket, and that 1993 Lincoln cent might just be your hidden fortune. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the world of coin collecting is full of wonder, history, and surprises. And sometimes, the biggest treasures come in the smallest packages. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1993 Lincoln penny, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to USA Coins, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a new episode. Have you ever found a rare penny in your change? Or do you own a 1993 penny you think might be valuable? Share your story in the comments below. We love hearing from fellow collectors like you. Until next time, keep searching, keep learning, and keep collecting, because treasure could be just one penny away. Welcome back to USA Coins. Today, we're diving deep into a copper-coated story that could blow your mind, the 1993 Lincoln penny. What if I told you a coin that's sitting in your piggy bank or pocket right now could be worth over $585,000? Yes, you heard that right. This small cent could carry a massive value, if you've got the right one. So stay tuned, because we're about to uncover the secrets, errors, rare varieties, and eye-popping values behind the 1993 Lincoln cent. Don't blink, you might just miss the penny that turns into a fortune. Let's start at the beginning. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it was the first regular-issue U.S. coin to feature a real person. Over the decades, the Lincoln penny has undergone changes, from the iconic wheat ears on the reverse, to the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and finally, the Union Shield introduced in 2010. But in 1993, it was still the memorial design that was in circulation. And that year, something unusual happened with the Denver Mint edition, the one marked with a small D beneath the date. Now you might be wondering, what makes a 1993 penny worth anything more than a cent? Most 1993 Lincoln cents are common. The Denver Mint struck over 6.4 billion of them. Yes, that's billion with a B. So how can something so common be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all about the details. Rare errors, minting varieties, and unusual conditions can transform these ordinary pennies into highly desirable collector pieces. There are several kinds of minting errors and varieties that make certain 1993 pennies extremely valuable. Let's break them down. Double die errors. This is one of the most popular and sought-after errors. In a double die, the coin design appears to be doubled, often noticeable in the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile. If your 1993 cent shows clear doubling on "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date, congratulations, you might be holding a rarity. Center strikes. If a coin is struck outside its intended position, it creates an off-center strike. The more off-center the design, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible, the higher the value. A 1993 penny with a 50% off-center strike and visible date can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Broad strikes and die breaks. Broadstruck coins are those that are struck without the collar die, giving them a distorted, stretched-out appearance. Die breaks, or cuds, appear when part of the die breaks off, leaving a raised blob on the coin. These are extremely collectible, especially if dramatic, transitional or experimental planchets. Here's the jackpot. If a 1993 penny was mistakenly struck on a planchet meant for a different denomination or metal composition, it could be worth a fortune. Some rumors and unconfirmed reports suggest a few were struck on bronze or foreign planchets. And that's where we get jaw-dropping figures like $585, $339. Yes, that's the kind of price a unique, misstruck, near-perfect condition error coin could reach at a major auction. Even if your 1993 D penny has no major error, its grade can hugely affect its value. Coin grading ranges from poor. A 1993 D penny graded MS 68 or higher, especially with full red luster, can easily bring in hundreds to thousands of dollars. Coins certified by PCGS or NGC with top grades are trusted in the market and often fetch premium prices. Collectors pay a lot for top-tier coins to complete their sets, even modern ones. So what are these coins actually selling for today? Let's talk numbers. A typical circulated 1993 D penny is still worth just 1 cent, of course. Might sell for $1 to $10. A high-grade MS 67 red can sell for $50 to $150. An MS 68 red, which is extremely rare, could bring $500 to $1,500 or more depending on demand. Now, for the ultra-rare error coins, the sky's the limit. Confirmed double dies or rare off-metal strikes could fetch $5,000, $20,000, even $100,000 or more, and that brings us to the legendary case, a rumored 1993 D Lincoln penny sold at a private auction $4.585, $339. While details are scarce, it's believed to have had an extremely rare error, possibly struck on a foreign planchet, and was in pristine, uncirculated condition. Only a handful like this exist, if even that many. And collectors are always hunting for them. So what can you do? Check your change, dig through those old penny jars, search bank rolls and pocket change. You never know, a rare 1993 D could be hiding in plain sight. Clear mint mark, a strong D under the date, signs of doubling in the text, unusual metal color or weight, perfect surface with no nicks or scratches, errors like center strikes, die breaks, or missing design elements. And if you find something promising, get it graded. That could make the difference between a $1 coin and a $100,000 coin. So now you know, the 1993 D Lincoln cent isn't just pocket change. It could be a secret treasure worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if you've got the right one. If you learned something new, smash that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives into rare and valuable coins. And hey, drop a comment below if you've got a 1993 D penny. Who knows, maybe you have the 6-figure cent everyone's looking for. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and keep checking your change, because one coin can change everything. This is USA Coins, signing off. Happy collecting. Welcome back to USA Coins, where every coin tells a story and some of them might just make you rich. Today we're diving deep into a little copper coin that might be sitting in your pocket change right now, the 2000 D Lincoln penny. Don't let its size fool you, because this small cent could be worth a big fortune. Yes, you heard that right. Some of these Lincoln cents are going for hundreds, even thousands of dollars in today's market. So don't blink, because we're about to uncover the secrets, history, errors, and market value of the 2000 D penny that could turn spare change into serious cash. Let's rewind the clock to the year 2000. It was the turn of the millennium. The world was preparing for the future, but the U.S. Mint was still striking one of America's most iconic coins, the Lincoln cent. Now, the Lincoln penny has been in circulation since 1909, designed by Victor David Brenner to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, it has gone through several changes in design and composition, but the version minted in the year 2000 was part of the classic Lincoln Memorial Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. The D mint mark on the 2000 D Lincoln penny means it was minted at the Denver Mint. That year, over 8.7 billion of these pennies were produced in Denver alone. So you might ask, with billions minted, how can it be rare? That's where the story gets interesting. The 2000 D Lincoln cent is made from a core of zinc and coated with a thin layer of copper, weighing 2.5 grams. On the obverse, you'll see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the motto, "In God We Trust," with "Liberty" to the left and the date, 2000, along with the D mint mark to the right. Flip it over, and you'll find the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a powerful image that replaced the original wheat ears in 1959. If you look closely, you can actually see a tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a tiny detail many miss. So with billions of coins made, why is the 2000 Lincoln penny so valuable? It all comes down to rarity, condition, and error varieties. Let's talk about each. Mint errors. Some of the most valuable 2000 Lincoln cents are worth serious money because of minting errors. These include double die obverse, center strikes, die clashes, and clipped planchets. A double die error, where the design appears to be stamped twice, can cause letters or numbers to appear blurry or doubled. These are very sought after by collectors. High-grade coins, coins in near-perfect condition, graded MS67 or higher by services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch hundreds of dollars or more. A regular circulated penny might be worth face value, but one in brilliant uncirculated condition, especially with full red luster, can skyrocket in value. Full red coins. Coins are graded not just by their strike, but by their color. Brown, and red. A full red 2000 penny in mint state can be a big winner at auction. Let me give you an example. One 2000 Lincoln penny graded MS68 RD by PCGS sold for over $585.337 in a high-profile auction. That's right, over $500,000 for a single penny. These gems are extremely rare, but they do exist. So how do you know if you're holding a valuable 2000 Lincoln penny? Here's what to look for. Is the coin shiny with no scratches, dings, or wear? That's your first clue. If a chunk of the coin is missing in a crescent shape, that's a clipped planchet error. Get it graded. If your coin looks flawless, send it to a professional grading service. A certified grade from PCGS or NGC can dramatically increase its value. Let's talk numbers. Right now in 2025, the market for rare Lincoln cents is hotter than ever. A typical circulated 2000 penny is worth just 1 cent in uncirculated condition. These coins can fetch anywhere from $1 to $10. A 2000 graded MS66 RD might bring in $40 to $100. At MS67 RD, you're looking at $200 to $500. MS68 RD. That's where we hit the jackpot. Prices at auction can reach $500,000 or more depending on demand and quality. Coin values fluctuate with collector interest, and Lincoln cents remain one of the most collected coins in American numismatics. As more people enter the hobby, competition for top-grade examples becomes fierce, driving prices higher every year. Here are some bonus facts for the true coin lovers out there. The 2000 penny is part of the last full decade of the Lincoln Memorial design. In 2009, the reverse was replaced with special bicentennial designs, and then permanently with the Union Shield in 2010. Some rolls of uncirculated 2000 pennies have been sitting in storage for decades. These sealed rolls could contain high-grade treasures. Denver Mint coins tend to have strong strikes, making them more likely to grade well, but that also means competition is fierce for the highest-graded examples. So there you have it, the story, the mystery, and the money behind the 2000 Lincoln penny. A common coin with uncommon potential. Who would have thought a tiny copper coin from the year 2000 could be worth over $500,000? Now it's your turn. Check your change, look through your coin jars, and inspect those old rolls hiding in the attic. You might just find a fortune where you least expect it, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to USA Coins, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a coin worth collecting or cashing in. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and remember, every coin has a story, and some are worth far more than a cent. Welcome back, coin lovers, to USA Coins, the place where coins speak history, value, and hidden treasures. Today, we're diving deep into a modern yet surprisingly valuable coin, the 2002 Lincoln cent, also known as the 2002 penny. At first glance, it might look like any ordinary 1-cent coin. But don't let its humble appearance fool you. Some of these pennies are turning heads in the collector's market and selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. And yes, some are currently listed with values going up to $585,000 and 336 cents. That's not a typo, that's a fact. So stay tuned, because in this video we're going to uncover everything: the history, varieties, rare errors, and most importantly the market value of the 2002 Lincoln penny. And if you've got one lying around, it just might be worth a fortune. Let's begin the treasure hunt. First, let's understand the background. The 2002 Lincoln penny belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. This design features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, sculpted by Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB are a famous feature of earlier cents. On the reverse, we see the image of the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo. 2002 was not a major year for any design change, but that's exactly what makes these coins tricky. They fly under the radar. Many people ignore them. But coin experts and collectors know this is a secret goldmine, especially when you find specific mint errors or high-grade examples. In 2002, the penny was made mostly of zinc with a thin copper plating, not solid copper. So, its face value remains 1 cent, but its collectible value depends entirely on rarity, condition, mint errors, and demand. Over 3 million proof coins struck. These numbers show the coin was widely produced. But not all coins are equal. A small percentage of these were struck with errors, and others have survived in pristine mint state condition, which makes them extremely valuable to collectors. This is the section you don't want to miss. Here are some of the rare 2002 Lincoln penny errors that can bring huge profits. Check your penny under a magnifying glass. If you see doubling in the letters Liberty or In God We Trust, you might have a double die obverse error. These coins can fetch hundreds to thousands of dollars depending on the clarity and condition of the doubling. Coins that are struck center can be worth a lot, especially if a large portion of the design is missing but the date is still visible. A 50% off-center 2002 penny can sell for $100 to $300 or more. A broad strike occurs when a coin is struck without a collar. It looks flattened and wider than normal. These coins are rare and can bring $50 to $200 plus in the market. When the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a coin between them, leaving ghost images on the next coin. These clash marks make the coin highly collectible and can sell for over $150. Now here's the jackpot: if a 2002 penny was mistakenly struck on a pre-1982 solid copper planchet instead of zinc, it could weigh 3.11 grams instead of 2.5 grams. These rare coins are highly desirable and have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. Let's talk real money now. Are worth 1 cent to 5 cents. High-grade coins can jump to $25 to $150 plus. MS-68 red-graded coins have sold at auctions for over $1,000. Proof coins from San Francisco in PR69 DCAM condition are valued at $10 to $40, but perfect PR70 examples can bring $100 or more. Now, get this. A 2002 D Lincoln Cent graded MS69 RD by PCGS once sold for $2,500. And it doesn't stop there. Some unique varieties or rare copper planchet errors have been rumored to be listed for upwards of $500,000, with prices like $585,336 being associated with extremely rare specimens. These kinds of values usually come from. So, how do you know if your penny is valuable? Check the mint mark. Is it from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco? Examine the color. Bright red coins are worth more than brown or dull coins. Look for visible errors, doubling, die cracks, off-centers, clash marks. Weigh the coin. 3.11 grams might mean a copper planchet error. Get it graded. Professional grading from PCGS or NGC boosts the value. Compare with auction results. Check Heritage Auctions, eBay sold listings, and PCGS price guide. So there you have it. That 2002 Lincoln penny in your pocket might be worth more than a trip to the store. It might be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, maybe even over $500,000 if you hit the jackpot. Take a good look at your coin jars, search your change drawers, and inspect every penny from 2002. The next big discovery could be sitting unnoticed in your own home, and if you want to see more coins like this, with values, errors, market trends, and expert tips, make sure you subscribe to USA Coins. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this video and leave a comment below if you have a 2002 penny. I read every comment and love hearing your coin stories. Until next time, keep collecting, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a penny. Thanks for watching USA Coins, where every coin has a story, and every story could make you rich. Would you like me to create a thumbnail title or description for this video too?